Well, the south shore of Lake Pontchartrain is very close to home, very convenient for most people in southeast Louisiana, but yet still most of us head in various directions: Delacroix, Hopedale, Venice, Grand Isle, Coquetry, running all over the coast to go catch speckled trout. But I tell you right now, if you pass up the south shore of Lake Pontchartrain, you're making a big mistake. Every April and May, the south shore of Lake Pontchartrain loads up with speckled trout, and that's definitely true this year. May not have been true last year, where we had that January opening of the spillway, kind of pushed a lot of those fish to the eastern side of the lake. But man, let me tell you right now, the water is gorgeous in the lake from all these southeast winds, and it is absolutely loaded with speckled trout along the south shore. I went today with Captain Ty Hibbs, very, very good speckled trout fisherman. He loves that deep bite, loves jigging soft plastics, and catching some really beautiful speckled trout. Now let me tell you, Seabrook, that kind of whole area back in the day used to be known for producing monstrous trout, big logs. It's not quite true anymore. There are some really nice fish in the area, but you're going to actually catch some throwbacks as well. But what Ty likes to do is go hit some spots in that Seabrook area, hit the airport wall, the catwalk, the runway, heading east, and then he goes and fishes the artificial reefs. They're all over the south shore of the lake now. The state has put in a whole bunch of them, and they're all producing fish. Some of the artificial reefs are ones that Ty has found on his own by doing some research online. But man, just great action going on right now. Got a front coming this weekend. It's probably going to slow it down just a hair. During that time, we have that northwest wind. Once that wind goes back to the southeast, the fishing is going to be fantastic again. Again, don't let it pass you by. It is going on right now, and it is excellent. Take a look at the action.
Pretty much what I'm fishing right here too. It's not even really the structure of the catwalk. It's there's a big snag way off of it, and just like everything else I've been fishing, it's like 17 feet deep, and I don't know what it is down there. There's no telling, but it's in that little hole about 17-18 feet, and they've been sitting on it.
So you've been letting your bait fall to the bottom, or you?
Yeah, I'm letting it jig all the way to the bottom.
And then you kind of.
I'm kind of jigging it high. I gotta let it fall. It takes just missing now. It takes a little over 8 seconds, probably about 10 seconds to let it hit the bottom in 17 feet. So I'm using fluorocarbon too to let it get down. But what I'm noticing is you let it get down, you jig it hard, you know, way off the bottom, and they're hitting it way at the top of your jig, which is really kind of a pain sometimes because you miss a lot, but you do whatever works.
And Ty, what are you fishing right now?
Just a 3/8 jig head, golden eye with a holy jolly on. Water's so clean, you could pretty much throw anything. It might be a little bit better. Like the south shore, we're so, you know, with fronts, we're so dependent on the wind. Like, it's been blowing southeast for 2 weeks now, so that's why we're catching them. And the water temperature's right. We caught them good around the April moon. I only fished a few days around that, but I think if it's clean around the May moon, we're gonna catch them again before it gets too hot. But the main thing is water. We're gonna get that front, and it'll dirty up the water for a couple days, and you'll catch a few. Sometimes we've caught them a few the day after the front. It's just like they're kind of still there, and then they just shut it down for a day or two, especially if the temperature changes like it's gonna.
Right.
But as soon as it gets clean again, I mean, they get here because of the bait, and I feel like there's more bait on the south shore than there is anywhere else.
So you mentioned the bait fish that other fish were just throwing up. Is that mostly glass?
Mostly glass minnows I've seen. A couple of the bigger ones, they've had even like as big as 6-inch pogies in them.
Okay.
Which I've been seeing a lot more pogies this year than I have in years. Like the big rafts of them we used to see. On a calm day, you'll see them. You'll see the birds messing with them.
What's the biggest trout you've caught out here this year?
This year, the biggest one, me and Nicole fished right that day before that April moon. I think that was last Tuesday morning, and we had one. He was just over 5 on the boga. He was about 24 inches.